My boyfriend won't respect my pots, pans, culterly, and dishes. Now, he's mad I'm refusing to cook dinner anymore. I 21F live with my boyfriend 28M, and I recently purchased some new wooden spoons like the big kind from a coworker who is an aggressive pampered chef consultant. I don't make very much money and frankly these spoons were overpriced, but I wanted her to leave me alone, and after all they're nice spoons and I will definitely use them. They are hand wash only, which I informed my boyfriend of when I brought them home. It's been a couple months and I find them in the dishwasher pretty regularly. Every time I have nicely reminded him that they are hand wash only and please don't put them in the dishwasher. I have said, you don't need to wash them, leave them out and I will wash them. Every time he says okay, but know where this is going. I often come home on my lunch break to keep up with housework. A few days ago, I came home and found one of my wooden spoons in the dishwasher. I texted my boyfriend about it, this time with some emphasis on the fact that I've repeatedly asked him not to put this item in the dishwasher and it will literally end up destroying the spoon and I really don't want that to happen to a new utensil I just bought. He replied, I don't care. I was completely taken aback. I expected him to say, okay sorry and probably keep doing it, not be completely rude to me. Background: I have always cooked dinner since we moved in together 2 years ago. I was in school, and it felt like part of how I contributed to the household since I wasn't making very much money, only working part-time. But I'm out of school now and working more and contributing more to the bills, so I don't feel the same obligation to cook. He usually cleans up after dinner by putting things in the dishwasher but doesn't clean anything else. When he got home after work that night, he asked what we were having for dinner. I told him I'd already eaten. He was extremely upset that I hadn't cooked for him or otherwise arranged dinner. He stomped around the house and eventually got takeout. The next day he asked me what we were having for dinner. I told him I wasn't planning on making anything. He asked why I wasn't cooking anymore, and I said if he didn't care about whether or not my wooden spoons got destroyed then I didn't care about cooking dinner. He totally lost it, said I was completely overreacting. It was no reason to stop cooking dinner without warning. Told me I'm being immature and that he's too busy to keep track of what can or can't go in the dishwasher and it's unfair that I'd punish him for it. It's not his fault he doesn't care about wooden spoons, and insinuated our relationship might be in trouble if this is how I react to conflict. I do feel like maybe this wasn't the most mature route, and I am a lot younger than him, so I'm worried he's right that I'm being unreasonable and immature. But like, how hard is it to leave my wooden spoons out for me to wash after being told multiple times that they can't go in the dishwasher? Edit. So, this totally blew up and I'm pretty overwhelmed by the S. Clear to me that most of you are right that the incident is a red flag and highly talking about the dynamics of our relationship overall. I have always thought that I'm happy in this relationship and that it's really good, but now I'm really confused and have a lot to think about. To answer common questions, we met when I was 17 and he was 24. He does do some. He takes out the garbage sometimes, mows the lawn sometimes, though I confess that I also do that one on my lunch break occasionally, and handles all the car maintenance. But he's never done any real cleaning in the house. The house is his. He bought it when I was 19 and I do currently pay for half the mortgage, bills, groceries. It leaves me essentially no money for myself. Our finances are pretty mixed, and he monitors my credit card usage obsessively, to the point that he will sometimes call me 15 minutes after a purchase to ask for details about it. Why did you spend $54.28 at Costco? Which I see now is also pretty controlling and unhealthy. I am seriously reconsidering the relationship but also don't really know how I'd leave. I've never lived on my own. I don't want to move back in with my parents because that's a whole other story. I don't know the first thing about getting an apartment on my own. But I don't want this dynamic to be the rest of my life. Thanks for the eye-opening revelation, but where do I go from here? Second edit. Forgot to mention he makes about twice as much money as I do. Third edit. Holy crap, you guys. You are all being so amazing to me, it's really overwhelming and emotional. I'm hardly responding to comments, messages because I'm grappling with a lot of hard truths about all this right now. I am so appreciative for everyone who has taken the time to point out the red flags and offer encouragement and support. This community is freaking amazing, and I'm just blown away. I'm also figuring out an exit strategy. I actually already have a small cash stash where I've been saving up money to take the licensing exam for the profession my degree is aimed at. I realize now how sad it is that I've had to sneak cash into an envelope for an exam to advance my how. The only reason my boyfriend has been adamant we couldn't afford this is because it would offer me better job opportunities with better pay and more chance for freedom. I'm literally re-examining every last detail of my relationship right now and uncovering more and more unsettling details. The rose-colored glasses are off. Those of you who guessed I've been pretty isolated from friends are correct. My social life is his social life, and I don't know how that even happened. Not wanting to go to my parents for help is more of a pride thing with a bit of estrangement. It wouldn't be ideal, but I'm understanding now that my situation is grave enough to consider putting my pride aside and ask them for help. I was, and I guess still am, feeling terrified about trying to live on my own since my boyfriend has been taking care of me my entire adult life, but as someone commented, I've been taking care of him, managing a house, and paying half a mortgage and bills. I can actually take care of my shit, I do not need him. That said, I'm emotionally gutted and am not ready to go nuclear on this situation just yet, but I will post an update once I'm out to let everyone know how it goes. While I'm coming around to admitting I'm in an emotionally abusive situation, I'm having a hard time imagining him getting violent with me. However, I hear your concerns and have read a lot of the resources you guys have provided and plan to act as though violence is a possibility, even though I feel silly and dramatic for it. Better to be dramatic than hurt. Again, thank you all so much. Update: am I the idiot? Mods wouldn't let me post an update because of the violence, but I thought it was too pertinent to remove, so posting the update here. Hey y'all, been one hell of a week for me. The feedback on my last post was really overwhelming, but I came away from it with two things: I'm not the asshole, and also my relationship is a mountain of red flags for a bus. Cool. So, I did a lot of reflecting and realized, yay, okay, this looks bad, but I love him? I was confused as duck. I met up with one of my oldest childhood friends who I hadn't seen in a couple of years and cried my heart out on her couch, and she was nothing but kind and supportive, and that was the beginning of a crack of light making its way into my life. I've got people, something beyond my relationship. What really sealed my decision to leave was the way my boyfriend reacted about me hanging out alone with a friend. He didn't want me to go, and when I was firm, it was happening, then he wanted to come with, and when I declined that, he threw a tantrum and was extremely passive-aggressive when I got home. That's when I realized, yay, okay, duck, this guy for real, he doesn't want me to have friends. I'm not living like this anymore. I decided to try and save up money on the side like many of you suggested, and once I had enough, to leave without warning. However, once I decided I wanted out, it was really hard to play the good girlfriend and act like everything was normal. I think he sensed something was up, and one morning while we were chatting over a perfectly nice breakfast together, he without warning grabbed me by my throat and threatened to kill me if I ever left him. Then he let me go, grinned, and said, "I'm just joking around." I tried to laugh it off, but it freaked me the duck out. I decided I couldn't wait until I saved up money, so I swallowed my pride and reached out to my parents. We had a tepid dinner together where I explained in brief terms that I didn't feel safe and needed to leave my boyfriend as soon as possible. My mom didn't hesitate to offer me my old room back, even though it's been her office for years now. She converted it back to my bedroom that night, and the next day while my boyfriend was at work, my parents helped me move out. I left him a note and he's been going crazy trying to reach me, but I'm so done. So y'all weren't just right, you were really right. I didn't realize how unsafe I really was until he threatened to kill me. You guys had my duck in back. I can't get over how amazing it is that a silly Reddit post has completely changed the trajectory of my life. I read every comment, every resource, every message. I've learned so much, and I can't thank you guys enough. To all the people who reached out offering money, that was unbelievable too, and I'm just so touched by the kindness displayed towards me. I'm so appreciative of the offers, but as of now it looks like I'm going to be able to swing this with some help from my parents. I also hope some girls out there who saw my original post maybe learned something valuable too. Life is too short to waste any of it on being a bang-made TM.